Unfortunately, cyberbullying is a very prevalent issue in today's society. Cyberbullying is defined as hurting someone else using technologies such as computers and various other forms of technology, and specifically social media outlets are a huge place where cyberbullying occurs. Middle school is a hard time to begin with. Many young individuals are dealing with changes in their bodies and figuring out who they are, and the fact that they have to worry about social media bullying is something that is really unfortunate. This generation, compared to others, is exposed to cyberbullying far more than other generations. This is directly linked to the increase in social media outlets that are available for these young individuals. Bullies are able to do the bullying through the protection of a computer screen. So in other words, they don't have to do the bullying face to face, which makes it sometimes easier to do. They can do it behind the protection of a screen and don't have to see the individual's personal reaction. Unfortunately, because of this, bullying has become a lot harsher than it has been in the past. Many young individuals post very personal information on the internet, and because of that, they become very vulnerable and an easy target for the bully themselves. Although it's very prevalent among middle schoolers and the high school generation, it also is still prevalent among individuals in college. For example, there are various blogging outlets available on college campuses. So because of this, individuals can post anything they want on these blogs and anyone can read them. So for example, they could say something negative about someone and use their full name, and the person's name who is used couldn't see it, and they can suffer the effects of this. The thing with cyberbullying is that it's there forever. What you post on the internet is always there. So years down the road, say the college individual was applying for a job, the employer can Google their name and this might pop up, and what the bully said about them, whether true or not, would be there, and that may affect if the person gets a job or not. So because I'm going to school to be a nurse, I think of everything from a healthcare perspective, and cyberbullying can have several effects on individuals' health. For example, it can lead to depression, anxiety, loneliness, and unfortunately many times cyberbullying results in suicide. 95% of adolescents are connected to the internet, which means 95% of individuals can be exposed to these deleterious health effects that are a result of cyberbullying. Unfortunately, research on this topic is very limited, so more needs to be done in that aspect to decrease the prevalence of cyberbullying. In 2009, there was actually a policy passed a bill passed that schools have to implement policies regarding cyberbullying. So this was a great step in the right direction to try and decrease the prevalence of cyberbullying. Other things that can be done to decrease the prevalence is empathy training. So making the individuals aware of what they're doing, or having them put themselves in someone else's shoes and see if they would like the effects of the cyberbullying is important in helping decrease it. Another thing is parental involvement. Parents need to be screening what their children are putting online, and this may help decrease the effects of cyberbullying. Unfortunately, cyberbullying is a hard thing to criminally punish because anybody can say they're anyone on the internet. You can put up fake pictures, you can use fake names, so it's very hard to determine who's actually doing the bullying, which makes this very difficult. It's also hard to punish because freedom of speech comes into play, but harassment and stalking are punishable offenses as a result of cyberbullying. Unfortunately, I don't see this problem going away. With more and more availability to social media, I feel like the cyberbullying is going to continue to get worse as an effect of this.